Hey everybody, it's going to be a quick tutorial on how to add Niagara particle effects to the multiplayer zombie survival template. By default it uses the cascade particle system for like muzzle flashes and things like that. But I know that since the new Unreal Engine versions came out and they got the awesome new Niagara particle effects, I figured I'd make a tutorial real quick on how to add those cool effects in for muzzle flashes. So let's hop right into it. It's pretty easy. We'll open up first our base character, our third person character here. It's located in HET characters base character. Open him up, and by default it should look like this. If on the left hand side we're going to come over here and search for simulate shooting. Open up this function, and if you scroll over, this is where it plays the muzzle flash. And the muzzle flash right now is current weapon muzzle flash, which is of type cascade particle system. So by default, all the muzzle flashes are old school cascade particle system. If you want to change it, you could change this to Niagara, but then you'd only be able to use Niagara particle effects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it use both. And to do that, we're going to have to set up a new variable. So I'm going to come over here to variables, click the plus, and I'll call this current weapon Niagara muzzle flash. Okay, and then we will set this to Niagara system. So you set it to Niagara system as its type, and it will probably need to be replicated because people want to see each other's muzzle flashes. There we go. So what I would do is I would probably drag off of the current weapon muzzle flash. I would do a is valid and use the one right here with a question mark. And then when you would check to see if it's valid or not. If it is valid, we spawn your normal old school cascade particle effect. I'll move that up here. And then if it's not valid, then we'll spawn the new Niagara one. So we'll drag the Niagara spawn system attached and plug that into the not valid. So that'll work like that, and then we'll have to plug in the actual muzzle as the attached to component. There we go. I'm going to move it up a little bit. There we go. So now it'll spawn one or the other. And you would want to do the same down here. This is for first person, down here is for third person. So if you're in third person, you would want to do the same thing. So we'll just copy the bottom half of this, come down here, and move this over a little bit, paste. Whoa, it's flying around on me. Okay, so then we'll just do a little is valid to see if the thing is there. If it's valid, spawn the normal particle effect. If it's not, then spawn the Niagara particle effect. And we attach to muzzle, we plug in the scale, which is, where did I plug that into? Scale. I guess it doesn't have a scale. Okay. And that should be it, I believe. So now we have that. That's all we had to do in this part, except for now we have to, let's see, we'll go over to, what do we have here? We have to first, we're going to need to come back to third person, but first we got to go into weapon, the weapons folder, and weapon info struct, open it up, create a new variable by clicking this button. Let me just scroll this down a little bit. All the way at the bottom is the new variable. We're going to make it a Niagara system, and we'll call it Niagara muzzle effects. Save that. Now we come back into the third person character, and we're just going to search for set weapon variables. So we have set active weapon variables and server set active weapon variables. We got to open up each one of those functions. I'll start with set active, And as you can see, here's our new Niagara muzzle effect that we created in that weapon info struct. And we're going to set that, let me go ahead and open this one too. We're going to go ahead and set that variable that we created earlier called current weapon Niagara muzzle flash to this value. Boop, like that. And I'm just going to go scroll all the way to the bottom and attach it down here, or connect it up down here. And we got to do the same for the server one, so connect in Niagara muzzle effect to current weapon Niagara muzzle effect, and plug it in down here at the bottom. So now it's pulling that variable from the weapon info struct. So now we could go into the weapon info table, and let's see, we start with the starting rifle. So if you got the starting rifle here and you scroll down, if you have the muzzle flash here, if you have this set, it'll use this one by default, which is your old school cascade particle effect. We don't want, but if you don't want it to use this, then you would just clear it, leave it blank, and scroll into the bottom down here, and you can set your Niagara muzzle effect, and it'll use this one instead. So I got these default free Niagara effects. I don't think any of them are really good for what we're doing, but we'll just pick one. Coin shower, sure. Okay, so now we have everything set up. It's all being set, and it should all play. So I guess that only leaves one thing. We'll hop into the game and see what happens. Let me turn off game sound so it doesn't blast. And play. Yeah, so now it's shooting my coin effects, which this is not a good muzzle effect, but as you can see, it shoots. Let's change it to something else. What do we have here? Healing. Some hearts. So now when you shoot, my muzzle flash is cool looking hearts. And I can show you what happens, like if say, okay, I don't want Niagara, I clear that one, I come back here to muzzle flash and set it back to whatever you want. So like the muzzle explosion. Save, play. Now you're back to muzzle flash. So you got old school here, or you can use Niagara based on just what you set here in the data table. So it's that easy. So I hope that works. Explain some stuff. Let me put it on 2-player just to make sure that everything is good there. I'll set this back to hearts. We'll play with 2 players. Okay. We got this player and this player. See, it works for multiplayer. So, it's that easy. Oh, same for third person as well. So, that's how it's that easy. You can switch out to Niagara particle effects and have some cool stuff. So I hope that helped out. Thanks for watching. Make sure you do all the typical stuff like subscribe, blah, 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 whatever you're supposed to say. So thanks for watching. See you around.